If you are a food lover looking to try new dishes, you can rest assured to get the time of your life tasting the local cuisines and steaks in Argentine restaurants. Well, this video will highlight some tasty foods to try in Argentina. Do stick around until the end to discover the must-eat meals you should not miss anytime you are in Argentina. Number 1. Milanesa. One of the first local foods to try once you touch down in Argentina is the milanesa. It's a world-renowned recipe that originated in Italy and was introduced to Argentina in the colonial times. However, it has been modified to become one of the most delicious meals in the country today. In fact, this modified Argentine Milanese is quickly becoming a widespread recipe across all of South America because of its unique taste. The recipe is also deeply rooted in Argentine culture and is celebrated every year on the 3rd of May. The main ingredient in this incredible recipe is beef, although it can be substituted with pork or chicken, depending on your preference. The beef slices are pounded, breaded, and fried like the popular chicken steaks in the United States. This delicacy can be served together with French fries and tomato sauce in an advanced recipe known as Milanese la Napolitana. It can also be tweaked with fried eggs to make the famous Milanesa a caballo. Whichever recipe you are getting, you are assured of a unique, sublime taste that will leave you wowed. Number 2. Provoleta. Provoleta is a popular dish in these parts, which is the equivalent of a grilled cheese in America. But like every other Argentine dish, this recipe has been remodeled to become an entirely different delicacy. The origin of this recipe in Argentina is linked to the Italian immigrants in the 19th and 20th centuries. But then it has since become one of the most popular foods in the country today. Once you are settled in, you can head out to any local restaurant around you to delight your taste buds with this delicacy of a meal. The primary ingredients for this meal include pungent, sliced cheese, sharp chili flakes, and local herbs. These ingredients are mixed and grilled to make a slightly caramelized recipe that looks appetizing and tastes incredibly delicious. Number 3. Locro. If you are visiting Salta or any other city in the northwest region of Argentina, you already know you are up to experiencing the best of Andean culture. This region is also home to locro, which is one of the tastiest dishes in Argentina today, and one of the must-try foods during your visit to this country. Locro is an Andean recipe that is also enjoyed in other South American countries like Paraguay, Bolivia, Chile, Peru, and Ecuador. This corn-based stew has different recipes, but is primarily made with meat and vegetables. Of course, the meal is dear to the Andean people, but it has since been adopted by other cultures because of its rich taste and nutritional value. No doubt, tasting the locro is one of the top things to do in Argentina, and you may want to enjoy it with freshly brewed craft beers. Number 4. Empanada. Empanada is another famous food to try in Argentina, and it's another recipe that was popularized in the country by European immigrants. The empanada is a pie-like baked food introduced to Argentina by their Spanish colonials, and it has since been adopted as a local dish. This pie is either baked or deep-fried and stacked with tasty stuffing, depending on the recipe or region. The most popular recipe, which is the dessert empanadas, is packed with a quince jam containing mashed potato, cinnamon, and sweet raisins. Other recipes, like the savory empanadas, are filled with spiced meat and vegetables, and they are also a tourist favorite. Moreover, there are a few more recipes for this fantastic meal, and you can rest assured that whichever one you try will leave you asking for more. Indeed, you want to add this dish to your list of must-eat foods for your next visit to Argentina. Number 5. Tamales Salteños. Tamales Salteños is another excellent recipe you don't want to miss in Argentina. It originates from Salta, as suggested in the name, but it's a popular meal across each town and village in the country. In fact, it's been adopted by several other Latin American countries with slightly different recipes. The tamales salteños is typically a mixture of corn flour, minced meat, hard-boiled eggs, and other spicy ingredients that fit into a corn husk. The corn husk is then sealed or tied at both ends and cooked in boiling water. You can enjoy the best of this meal during your trip to northwest Argentina, Here, you'll find this recipe in high demand, especially during holidays like Christmas, when it's served as a special treat. No doubt, tasting this delicious cuisine will be one of the highlights of your trip to these parts. By the way, if you want to learn how to save money on airfares, then click the link in the description below. This guide will teach you how to always get the cheapest flights when visiting Argentina. Number 6. Argentinian Choripan. Whether you're visiting Argentina for business, pleasure, or a family getaway, the Argentinian Choripan is one meal you do not want to miss out on. Well, this meal is almost impossible to miss since it's everywhere in the country. Choripan is a typical street food in Argentina, and you can quickly grab one off a canteen to keep your mouth occupied at the beach, stadium, or any of the tourist attractions in the country. This delicious sandwich is the Argentine alternative to the American hot dog, and it certainly lives up to the hype. It's made of grilled pork or beef sausage, wrapped with 2 slices of crusty baguette-styled bread. The Argentinian Choripan is firmly planted in the country's culinary map and is spiced with unique condiments depending on the province and the recipe. Number 7. Fuchero. If you have ever visited a Spanish restaurant, you must have noticed this meal at the top of the list. Well, fuchero is another Spanish-inspired Argentine meal that every tourist in Argentina should taste. This spicy stew is more than ideal for the cold temperature in the Patagonian region, and it has since gained popularity among neighboring countries like Uruguay, Paraguay, and Peru. It is the equivalent of the famous Portuguese cozido, but with local ingredients to replace colorants like paprika. Want to enjoy a local dish with your family? Step into any local restaurant, order the delicious fuchero, and get ready to get your mind blown away with the sublime taste of this fantastic meal. What's more, it has nutritional values appropriate for every member of the family. Number 8. Fugasa. If you're visiting Buenos Aires for the first time, then you sure have a lot to catch up on, from historical monuments to the buzzing nightlife and many others. Plus, you do not want to miss out on the opportunity to enjoy the mouth-watering taste of fugasa. This pizza-like dish is one of Argentina's oldest, but it has remained extraordinarily relevant because of its exquisite taste and spicy aroma. It's baked with sourdough crust and topped with various ingredients like caramelized onions and oregano. Fugasa is said to have Italian origins and was first introduced in Argentina by Juan Banchero in the early 20th century. Surprisingly, the Banchero pizza shop is still open in Buenos Aires to date, and you can visit the store to enjoy the best fugasa pizza. Number 9. Asado. Indeed, you will agree that Argentina is blessed with a variety of delicious local dishes that are sure to impress you. But then, not many can be compared to the famous asado. Well, this doesn't come as much of a surprise, especially considering how much Argentines like to eat meat. Asado translates to roasted in English, and the meal is basically grilled meat. This meat is made from different animals, but lamb asado is the most popular in most provinces. The meat is spiced and placed over a grill or open fire to roast, and you can perceive the mouth-watering aroma of asado from every corner of Argentina. Surely you don't want to miss out on enjoying the sumptuous taste of this uniquely grilled meat during your stay in the country. So, ensure to step out and experience a leisurely evening beside a hot grill, while delighting your taste buds with the delicious asado when you next visit Argentina. Bonus meal, medilunas. Menus in Argentine restaurants are always filled with yummy and delicious recipes to select from. But then, when it comes to breakfast options, medilunas is always your best pick. Of course, breakfast is an important meal in Argentina, especially for tourists enjoying the buzzing nightlife. Surely you'll need something light to get you going in the morning, and medilunas, served with a cup of coffee or orange juice, is always the go-to solution. Walk into any breakfast restaurant and you can count on this meal being on their menus. This delicious recipe is made of butter and egg added to a breaded-style dough, and it's a must-try meal for tourists in Argentina. Click on this next video now to discover more things about your favorite destinations in Argentina.